Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. All right, Bears fans, hold on to your hats because what's swirling around the NFL right now could shake up the entire NFC North. And honestly, it's pretty wild. Rumors are flying that the Las Vegas Raiders, currently sitting at a dismal 2-10 record, are making some serious moves that could send shockwaves through the league, and the Bears might be right in the middle of it. The buzz is that Vegas is looking to tank, and they're doing it in a big way by trading away their all-pro edge rusher, Max Crosby, to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, you heard that right. The Raiders, who are known for their tough, gritty defense, might be sending Crosby, one of their bright stars, to the Bears in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a fifth-round pick in 2027. Now, let's break down what this actually means. Max Crosby, who's just 28 years old, is a relentless motor on the field. The guy's a nightmare for any offensive line. Over his career, he's racked up 52 sacks, and his 2025 PFF grade is top 10 among defenders, which shows he's still got plenty left in the tank. In 12 games this season, Crosby has already logged 8 sacks, along with a forced fumble, an interception, and tons of pressure. His pass rush is elite, averaging close to 3 pressures per game, with a win rate of around 22%. He's a disruptive force, someone who can turn the tide of a game in an instant. And it's not just about sacks. His ability to pressure the quarterback and disrupt plays makes him a perfect fit for a team looking to bolster its pass rush, especially one like the Bears, who have been looking for that game-changing presence on defense. But why would the Raiders make such a bold move? Well, Vegas is in the middle of a rebuild, and their current cap situation isn't doing them any favors. They've got about $22 million in cap space, but they're also dealing with a lot of issues along the offensive line and on defense. Their defense, in particular, has been struggling, giving up an average of 7 points per game and ranking near the bottom in sacks, with only 20 total this season. They're also 2-10, and with their current roster, it's clear they're looking ahead to the future, possibly trying to accumulate draft capital and rebuild from the ground up. Rumors suggest they're not necessarily committed to winning right now, but are instead focusing on stockpiling picks and clearing cap space, especially with some of their offensive linemen earning high salaries and not performing up to expectations. From the Bears' perspective, this could be a game changer. Chicago is currently sitting at 9-3, one of the best records in the league, and they're pushing hard for a deep playoff run. Adding a talent like Crosby could elevate their defense to a whole new level. Their pass rush, which has already been impressive, could become downright unstoppable with Crosby teaming up with Yannick Ngakoue and others. The Bears have been known for their stout defense this season, holding opponents to just 26.1 points per game, and they've been especially fierce in the NFC. Their pass rush has improved significantly, jumping from the middle of the pack to among the league's best, now ranking in the top 3 in total sacks with 48. And Crosby's addition. Well, that could be the cherry on top, turning the Bears into a nightmare for any quarterback they face down the stretch. Let's not forget, the Bears' defense has become one of the most feared units in the NFC, and adding Crosby, a guy who's been disruptive all season, could be exactly what they need to push into the postseason with even more confidence. His ability to generate pressure and force turnovers is a perfect match for the Bears' aggressive style. Plus, with the playoffs on the horizon, a player like Crosby could be the difference maker in tight games, especially considering his playoff experience and knack for delivering when it counts. Now, some might wonder about the impact on the division. If the Bears land Crosby, it's not just about boosting their own chances. It's about making a statement to the Packers and Lions. Chicago's defense would become even more formidable, and that could tip the scales in their favor down the stretch. The NFC North has been competitive, but right now, the Bears are showing that they're serious playoff contenders. Adding Crosby would send a message that Chicago is not just in the mix, they're ready to dominate. Of course, there are some skeptics, and the Raiders are probably looking at this as more of a rebuild move than a win-now trade. They've been struggling with their cap and have to make tough decisions, but for the Bears, this could be an absolute steal if the trade goes through. Crosby's contract situation makes him a perfect target. His current deal is manageable, and he's proven that he can perform at a high level in the league's toughest environments. The Bears' front office has to be drooling over the idea of adding a player of his caliber, especially with the team's improving defense and the need to put more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And let's be real, if this trade happens, it could reshape the entire NFC playoff picture. The Bears, already in a great spot with a solid record, would get even more dangerous. Their defense, which already ranks among the best in the league, could become unstoppable with Crosby's pass-rushing prowess. And with the offensive side of the ball doing its part, Chicago could be looking at a serious Super Bowl run. The NFC has a lot of talented teams, but the Bears' defense, with the addition of Crosby, could become the ultimate equalizer. Looking ahead, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and trades like this show how unpredictable the league truly is. The Raiders, by trading away Crosby, might be signaling that they're fully committed to the rebuild, focusing on future drafts and cap flexibility. Meanwhile, the Bears are positioning themselves as serious contenders, not just for this season, but for years to come. They're building a defense that's capable of shutting down even the most potent offenses, and bringing in Crosby would be a huge step toward that goal. Fans are already dreaming of what this defense could look like with him in the lineup, terrorizing quarterbacks and creating turnovers. In terms of the season so far, the Bears have been impressive. They've shown resilience, great coaching, and a defense that's become one of the league's best. Fields continues to develop into a dynamic playmaker, and the team's overall chemistry is clicking. But to truly take the next step, they need that elite pass rusher, someone who can consistently get after the quarterback and change the game's flow. Crosby fits that bill perfectly. His addition could turn the Bears into a playoff juggernaut, especially if they can keep their momentum and add a piece like him before the trade deadline. As for the Raiders, well, it's clear they're in full rebuild mode. Moving Crosby might sting because he's been such a force, but it's all about the future now. They're banking on the draft picks, especially that first-rounder in 2026, to bring in more talent and rebuild their roster from the ground up. It's a tough pill to swallow for Raiders fans, but if this move helps them reset and come back stronger down the line, it might be worth it in the long run. So Bears fans, keep your eyes peeled. If this trade goes through, it will be one of the biggest moves of the season and could change the NFC landscape entirely. Imagine a defense led by Crosby, disrupting pass after pass, creating turnovers, and giving Justin Fields even more opportunities to shine on offense. The synergy could be incredible, and it's exactly the kind of move that could push Chicago over the top, making a serious Super Bowl push in the coming weeks. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Crosby is the missing piece to finally bring a Lombardi Trophy back to Soldier Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and analysis, so stay tuned and keep that passion alive. Let's go Bears!